This is Robyn. Welcome to my Celebrate Sunflowers online class video tutorial. I'm so happy that you all signed up for this class. You're going to love it. The cards are absolutely breathtaking. So first, there were 3 different options that you could have chosen to sign up for this class. The very first option, I sent you the Celebrate Sunflowers bundle along with the class packet, and then the upgrade option included these 3 ink pads. Okay, option 2, you placed an order on my shopping page using the class host code, and you ordered what you needed. And then I also sent you the class packet of materials, the pink packet. The third option is for those who are on my team of pink stampers, and they chose to purchase just the class packet of materials, and they have access to all of my online classes, videos from the past 5 years. So, okay, we're gonna go ahead and jump right in. If you are new to my classes, welcome. I hope you enjoy your time with me today. Get comfy clothes on, get all your crafting goodies and your snacks and your drinks, and we're gonna craft. I want you to imagine that you're in my pink loft with me today, making these creations. So I'll start by saying that you're going to be making 6 cards in this class. So there are 3 different designs and you get to make 2 of each. So in my class video, I just demonstrate how to make 1 of each. And just remember, you'll be making 2 of each of these. If after this video you decide you would like to join my team of pink stampers for $99, and then going forward, just purchase the class packet of materials so you can get your own discount on the full product. You can join my team for $99 at joinmypinkstamper.com, and we would love to have you. There's room for everybody, and we have a wonderful team all over the United States from coast to coast. So let's jump in. Here is your class packet of materials. Yours might look a little bit different. If you ordered option number 1, and that's where I'm sending you everything, you don't have the extra chipboard on top. That's just for extra precaution for options 2 and 3, since I just sent them the packet of materials. I have the little label on here, so if you don't have a chance to make these cards right away, you can file it away and easily pull it out. We'll go ahead and open this up, and I'll tell you how we're going to do this. Now, keep everything in order. I know sometimes if this is your first class, I know sometimes it's so exciting that you open it up and you spread it all out and you kind of see everything that you have, but then everything's out of order, and that's fine. You just have to kind of see what I use on each of the projects. I have it all in order though for the 3 different designs. On the bottom, just keep it in order. On the bottom above the chipboard is the supply list. Now I package up and I cut all of the class. I don't have any helpers that help me with that. And I package them all up. So I made sure every single one of you should have this in there. This Celebrate Sunflower supply list. This has the item code as well as the sizes. And then it also has anything extra that I used. And if you'd like to place an order later, you can order at shopmypinkstamper.com. And it also has the joinmypinkstamper.com if you'd like to join our team for $99. Okay, so this, just tuck it away, and then if you'd like to recreate these cards, you can. I don't add any text to my screen for my class videos. I just want it to be more of a just relaxed kind of a setting for everybody. So let's go ahead and jump right in, you guys. Okay, on the very top, I like to throw in, now all of these materials you get from me for signing up for option number 1 and 2, these are all a gift from me, including the envelopes. I like all of you guys to have our Whisper White envelopes. If you've never tried them before, they are amazing, and you can stamp on them to coordinate with each of your cards if you'd like. I don't do that in the class. That's up to you. I sometimes just leave them plain as well because I just like the quality of the envelopes. We're going to start with card number 1. That's going to be everything up to here. Yours may look like they're in a different order than mine, so just kind of look. I think that they should all be in the same order. It's everything above these 2 pieces of thick Whisper White, okay? And we'll set this aside over here for our next project. And I'm going to set everything into 2 piles. You should have 2 of everything except for, and I'll show you what, you'll have 2 of the thick Whisper White. You're going to have 2 of the already embossed for you. I've already embossed these. Saves you money, so you don't have to have these for the class. And you're going to have 1 each of the Sunflower and 1 of the Old Olive cardstock, okay? And then you're going to have 1 each of different designer series paper. So your 2 cards will look a little bit different, which will be fun, just to kind of spotlight this amazing pack of designer paper that I used on all of the cards for this class. All right, the stamps that we're going to be using on this one, we're going to use this big leaf, we're using the little leaves, and we're using the little sunflower. And then we're going to use the sentiment that says, congratulations on reaching a whole new level of wonderful. So it's a pretty versatile card that we're making with this one. So we'll start with our stamping, and I am going to use a background piece of paper. So go ahead and grab, I'm using our grid paper. Let me grab it. This is the grid paper. It comes in packs of 100. You can purchase that on my shopping page. All right, so I'm going to put this right here. We're going to take the Old Olive and we are going to stamp on this background. We're going to stamp the big leaf. Now I know it's embossed already, and that's the fun part. It's going to give us a textured leaf look. So don't worry that you press it down firmly. Just can kind of sit on top of that. And if you want it to be a little bit lighter, you can stamp it off first. It's totally up to you. I'll go ahead and just keep it nice and dark. Now we're going to be covering up the left side. So I'm going to go, I'm going over a little. It'll mostly be covered, but just in case. Okay. I'm going to set this aside. And now we'll go ahead and stamp our sentiment. We're going to be using the leaf, I believe. Actually, we're not. You can go ahead and set it aside. We're going to stamp the sentiment right on the center of this framelit, or this die cut. There you go, and I'm going to set that aside. Now I am going to go ahead and take the double set of leaves. I gave you a ton of, I should have given you just a quarter or an 1/8 sheet, but I went ahead and did a quarter when I was cutting this. I wanted to make sure you had enough. You only need this for 1 of the cards. So you'll have a lot left. Set it in your scraps. Old Olive is a very versatile color. Okay, that's all of the stamping of the Old Olive. You need Old Olive, crushed curry, and soft suede, in case I didn't say that earlier. All right, now I'm going to do our stamp, the sunflower. And the same thing with this, you're gonna have extra. I'd rather you guys have too much cardstock than not enough. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to be doing a little bit of die work. So we're going to grab the dies that frame around this and the ones that frame around those leaves. So it'll be this one and it'll be the 2 leaves. So just go ahead and grab those. Oops, and make sure that your cutting is down. The smooth finish should be on the top. I know some of you are a little bit newer to working with the dies. I love having a machine that is portable, and our brand new machine comes out super soon as a demonstrator. I can order it on August 4th. So that's why you may want to consider joining my team in August or even now, because you can pre-order it in August. Everyone else has to wait till September, which is also fine. The time will go by fast. But I'm really super excited. It's a lot more portable. It folds up on itself, which I cannot wait. All right, okay, so now we're going to put this together. So we're going to take some scissors and we're just going to cut off the leaf, just kind of cut along. Okay, just like that on one, and then I'll do the other. It's okay if part of the leaf shows through because nobody will know it's leaves. It just looks like part of the flower. And now I'm going to take these 2 leaves and I'm going to go ahead and find my glue dots. I'm going to put a glue dot on the very edge of both of these. So I can just turn around and have them sticking out like this, okay? And just like this. So you can have them sticking wherever you want, okay? Now it's time to put this beautiful card together. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with my card base. We'll go ahead and fold this in half. And remember, all of the measurements are on that supply list if you're used to me saying the measurements, which I do on my regular YouTube videos. I'm not doing that on this video. Okay, so now I'm using our brand new seal, which I love. If you haven't had a chance to use it yet, you're going to love it. It's amazing. Oops, I didn't catch it the first time. I'm using way too much. You only need to use a little bit. But I can't help myself because I love pulling it down. It's just very smooth. I'm going to add on my designer series paper. Okay. And now I'll turn this over. And because this is embossed, I like to use all 4 sides. I'm sorry, I like to use the seal on all 4 sides. And then you can just turn it, which is really nice. Just turn it, lay it flat, and there we go. Put this on here like that. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little glue dot and I'm going to put it in the corner of this. If you don't have a glue dot, just use your adhesive. Just use a little bit. Just right here on the corner. Oops. Because I just want it to kind of just stick on here like this. All right. And make sure it's over enough, actually. I'm going to make sure. Okay. I'm going to have it go up a little bit more. I'm going to have it go like this. So let me add another one. I just want to make sure it'll fit on the top of my my card. There we go. Okay, I'm going to turn this over. Now I'm going to put, oops, sorry. I didn't mean to bonk the my video equipment. I do that sometimes. I'm going to go ahead and just to really reinforce my leaves, I put a dimensional on each one of those. All right. You guys having a wonderful day? I hope it's just a beautiful summer day for you all wherever you live. It's actually really hot today, but when it cools off in Utah, it cools off at night. So I can go on a walk with Brian tonight around our neighborhood, or I might go on a hike. We live by a bunch of hiking trails. We live right basically on the mountain, which is nice. Okay, so there's card number 1. So gorgeous. Isn't this so fun? All right, let's move on. I'm going to accidentally put something on this stack. Okay, I'm going to get organized here. All right, we're going to grab the next card, and that is, now you'd think it's this, but it's not. It is everything up until these 2 pieces. There's a lot of cardstock on this card. 2 pieces. Okay, and I might have these in different order in yours. This class was so large. We did 3 full sessions that I had to, lay it out in a couple different times, which normally I can just get it in 1 or 2. So some of yours, they might be in a little bit different order, but that's okay. It's no big deal. Okay, so we're going to have 1 of each of those of the crushed curry, and then we're going to have 2 of these. 1 whisper white, 1 calypso coral. Then I don't know which order these are in for you. We're going to have a 1/4 sheet of old olive, 1/4 sheet of crushed curry, 1/8 of soft suede, and then you'll have 2 of each of the embossed, then you'll have the vellum, and then you'll have the white, and then you'll have the beautiful paper. I love this paper. This pack is so gorgeous. Have you guys checked it out yet? It's just amazing. I can't even talk about it enough. Okay, so this one, there's only a little bit of stamping. So we'll do the stamping first. We're going to stamp on this piece of Whisper White with the soft suede. And we're going to use the Let's Celebrate You. Let's Celebrate You. I'm going to ink that up. And if you notice, I don't use the stickers on mine. That's up to you if you want to use the stickers. They get really sticky, and I'm a perfectionist and I'd have to have them on there perfect. So it doesn't bother me, but if you'd like to try to use the Stickers, it's up to you. There's a lot of ways you can make them so they're not as sticky. Okay, mine is a little bit too high, so I'm gonna pull it down just a little bit. And there we go. Let's celebrate you. And I'm gonna put this away. Okay, now we have a lot of die cut work. So I'm gonna set this over here. We're gonna be using all of these in the die cut machine. So we will start with, let's grab the big sunflower, and then we're grabbing the big sunflower solid, and then the detailed big large sunflower. If I can get it off my sheet, okay. So what I'm going to do here is I will have this up here. I'm going to turn it over. It's upside down, if you guys might have noticed that. And then I'm going to put this one right here. And I did give you extra again. I just never want you to be shorted cardstock in my classes. That's one of the bonuses to my online classes is I don't get stingy with my cardstock. I want to make sure you have a really good experience. So I'm going to go through one time with the white, and then when I do the back here, when I get to the detailed, I'm going to go back and forth a couple times because it's very detailed. All right, so we can go ahead and set this aside for a second, put it back in there, and then you'll have all this for your next project. And then the same thing with this one. Sorry, that's crooked. I'm gonna set this aside, and then you have all of this paper. So by the time you put your second one in, you'll have extra cardstock. So I will do this off camera, but I just kind of run my fingers through, or if you have our take your pick tool, and you can go ahead, and we're not using the center, so it's okay. You just do all of that. So I'll do that off camera, or maybe not. Maybe I'll do it on camera. We'll see. We will see. I don't want this. Sometimes my videos are super long for the classes, but that's okay. It's just like you're here with me. So I will do that in a second when we separate that, when I'm done cutting. All right. Now this one is going to be fun. Let's see. We are going to, okay, let's just do this one by itself. So we're going to be cutting this again, but all we really need is the center part. Okay. So I know that's like, oh, that they don't fit. Although we do have the other extra piece. We're just going to cut it on the side, off the corner. So some of it's going to be sticking off because all we need is that center part right there, okay? So, and we're doing this again on one of the other cards, on the last card coming up too, so just remember. And I'm gonna go back and forth with that, okay. All right, and then we'll set that aside. I probably will do some of these off camera just to save time, but I'll show you all the tips and tricks you need to know. All right, so for the old olive, we're going to go ahead and cut this one out. Are we doing both of them? Let me see. I think we're going to do both of these. They're a little bit different. Okay, we're going to run those through the leaves, the long leaves. And then with this, we're just going to be using the little center of the sunflower that kind of looks like a button. A button. Button, however you want to say it, button. It's a button. All right. Okay. Run this through. And that's all we need those for. So I'll cut those out off screen as well and get that ready for the card. And then I'm going to poke that through. Okay, now, I don't need that one anymore. Okay, so what am I doing now? Let me set this aside. Okay, so I will do this one. You're going to go ahead. You don't even have to push any of those out because we're just going to take our scissors and we're going to just, all we really want is the center, this piece right here, okay? That's it. Okay. And it doesn't have to be perfect because it's going to be wiggly. We want it to be wiggly. You want to kind of keep the shape if possible. Just pull them off if they're like that. Okay, so do that with all of it, and then we'll be right back. Okay, so let's put this together. We'll go ahead and start with our card base to clean up any messes I have on my table. Card base, and we're going to fold this in half. Just threw something on my floor. That's okay, that's part of my crafting, throwing things on the floor. Okay, sorry. All right, now we'll go ahead and I'm going to just adhere this down. And I'm using the seal, which I love. If you haven't ordered it yet, you might want to add it onto your next order. It's really awesome. I love it. Oops. I'm going to do this side one more time. There we go. You just have to get used to it. There's a little bit of a learning curve, but it's worth learning it, I promise. Okay, I'm going to add that on there. And it's nice and stuck. I like that the new seal, it's stronger. So right now I can lift it off, but once I get that set, I won't be able to lift it off. And then if you want something more permanent, the Seal Plus sticks even better. And this is great for boxes and bags and such. Okay, so now let's see here. I'm going to take this piece of vellum. I'm going to set it aside for now. Okay, so for this one, I am going to have this on top of here. I can't even speak. If you want to try to line this up, you can. I just keep turning it until, do you guys like my inflections in my voice today? I just keep turning it until it lines up. And it may take a bit. It may take a second. There we go. No, that's not lining up. There we go. Okay. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. It's totally fine because I'm going to turn this over this way and I'm going to add adhesive onto this circle here. I'm actually just going to add glue dots and the rest is just going to stick up because I really like that look. So I'm just going to add some glue dots. You can use your take your pick tool. I just use my nail because they're kind of pointy right now. Add that on and then I can just flip it back over to where it was lined up. It moved a little bit, but that's okay. So we're just gonna have the center be down and this kind of gives you more of a fun 3D look. So that's just going to pop up. And now I'm going to lay this on top of here and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just gonna add some glue dots to the back of that one. And then I'm going to line this up here. Okay, fun, huh? And now I'm going to take a dimensional and I'm going to put it on the center of the button. It's the center of a sunflower, whatever you call that. I think I did mine upside down, but it's okay. Nobody will know. All right. Now we are going to, I'm going to lay these how I want them behind. Okay, I'm going to lay them like that. And then this, they're going to go on here like this. So I'm going to go ahead and just add some adhesive over here for them to pick up. Okay, and it worked. So now we'll flip this over and I'm going to add Stampin' Dimensionals. Actually, what am I doing here? Yeah, I'm going to do that. I want the vellum to be down flat. So what I'm going to do, let me go ahead and put some dimensionals on here. What I'm going to do is just kind of get an idea of where the vellum is going to cover, and then I'm having something on the bottom. So I'm just going to add some of the seal in the center and then just a little bit on the bottom, across the bottom, because that'll be covered. And this is going to be more up at the top. So there's about 1/4 of an inch down from the, on the Calypso coral, okay? And now I can add my sunflower onto this. Okay, here we go. I'm going to add this. Oh, I did this backwards. That's okay. Oh, good times. Okay, on your second card, you might have done them both like this. It's actually super cute, but I did it backwards. And I'll show you the other card in a minute. I'm looking over, I'm like, wait, something doesn't look right, but this is actually super cute. Okay, so I made a little bit of a goof and a mistake, but you're not even going to know. You're not even going to tell. Okay, I'm gonna put this on the bottom here. It'll kind of just nest up to the vellum, kind of cover it a little bit. And now I'm going to take more dimensionals and put them across this sentiment. I'm laughing because this looks super cute, but I'm gonna show you the other card. I'm just laughing and I'm not even gonna edit that out because that's what we do. And it's actually, I like it both ways that I did it. I'm going to have this be up here covering the adhesive. There's one, this is actually the way I was going to teach you how to make it. So if you haven't made them both yet, you can do this or you can just do that. They're both super cute. But this was just a backwards. It's still adorable. I love it. Beautiful. All right, it's time for our last card here. This one we're going to be doing a lot of stamping and a lot of die cut work. So I'll go ahead and tell you what you should have. You'll have 1/4 sheet of the Old Olive, and you're going to have a half sheet, which is a lot. I'm looking at the card. We don't need this much, but that's okay. I gave you guys a lot of extra this time. Okay, now you'll see why in a second. You'll see like, wow, she gave us a lot. We're going to have 2 of each. You'll have 2 of the thick Whisper White. You'll have 2 of the crushed curry. You'll have 2 of this size crushed curry, and you'll have this size Old Olive. You'll have the sunflower paper, and then you'll have these little tiny strips. Okay, set that all aside. And let's do our stamping first. We're going to be using all 3 colors for this card. And we'll start with, we're going to stamp the sentiment, thanks a bunch. And you might want a background because some of it may end up on your table, and that's okay. Some of the little swoopy swoops. All right. I am trying to line the bottom of the stamp up with the bottom of the paper, and that's how it works. Look, almost perfect. All right, Robyn, let's move on. Moving on. Now we're going to grab the leaf again. I guess we do need it. We're going to grab the leaf, and we're going to grab the big sunflower. And we're going to do a lot of stamping. So we're going to take the 1/4 sheet of the crushed curry. Grab your background sheet of paper. And we're going to be stamping the beautiful large sunflower on the top half. We're going to be covering it up, the bottom half, and then the center will be covered. So you're really just going to see a little bit. So we'll do 1. And I'm going to do 1 down here. Nobody will ever see it. I'm going to do that there because I always put way too many, but I don't care. I love it. I love that many. And this will be covered, so you're fine. You don't have to do anything else. Okay, set that aside. Now grab your Old Olive. Set this aside, and we're going to grab the other piece of Old Olive, this piece right here, and we're going to just ink up the leaf, and we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to do this part, and you'll see more of this one, I think, because it's a smaller piece of paper. Look at that. Isn't that so beautiful? I love that. All right, so set that aside. It's gorgeous, I know. It's so bright and vibrant. And even though you guys can't see me, I am smiling today. I hope you can feel the smile come across the screen. I hope it brightens your day. I hope these cards give you a happy place in your life today. All right, so we're going to be we're using this one, and we won't make a mistake this time. There are no mistakes in crafting. There's just unique projects. We're going to go ahead and do the detailed, and we're going to do the solid both on this. But remember, I gave you 2 sheets, so you'll have 1 for each of your cards, which is nice. So I'm going to grab this, and because the bottom part is detailed, I'm going to do the bottom part a few times. So we'll do the top just once, and then I'll just go 1, 2, and 3. Okay, now it's time to move on to the next item of business. All right, I should have just given a 1/4. Okay, we need that one again. We don't need this one. Go ahead and run that. Take that off. And this is all ready to go. So I will put this right here. We'll do that in a second. Okay, now I'm going to grab this. And we're just using the center part again like we did with that last card. We're just going to use this part, and I gave you I don't know what I was thinking when I cut it, but that's okay. You can cut it. I'm going to try to conserve as much as possible. And then what am I cutting next? Okay. And on the leaves, we are going to be cutting. Okay, now we're just going to run this through. If you want to do that front part, you can a couple times. I'll do that really quick while I'm right there. Okay, and then the detailed leaf. All right. And then we're going to do the leaf one more time. We're going to do the same thing where we cut out just the brown part, and I will be right back. Okay, there's one more thing that I forgot to cut out. I just did this off screen. You're going to cut one more of the cute button but you have plenty of the soft suede ink, so that shouldn't be a problem. Okay, now I'm gonna grab my background paper again. And if you have a little Stampin' sponge and you have some liquid glue, that's probably the quickest and easiest way to add these on the leaves, the details. This is the way I do it. So you may have a different way that you like to do details. I'm just gonna add a little bit of glue onto my sponge, and then I'm just going to add that directly onto the back of my leaves. And then I'm going to turn this around and I'm going to add it onto my leaf. And then it should stay on there. Doesn't have to be perfect, just hold it down for a second. Okay, there's one leaf. And I'm gonna do the second. Where's the backing for that? Okay, I'm gonna do the second, but you're going to put it on a different place on your paper. You can also use a craft mat if you like. I really don't like to do the craft mat with the glue because I don't want to have to scrub it off later, but if you'd like to do that, I figure I'm going to throw this paper away anyway because it's my background. So I'm going to add that on there. Okay, and then you can rinse off your sponge with warm water and soap if you'd like to use it again. Okay, and then this one, I'm going to try to line this up again. Sometimes I'm really good at lining it up. Nope, that's not. Okay, I did it. Yay! So I'm just going to simply turn it over this way and try not to move it too much so I'll know. I just like massage that in. Okay, and just kind of just a quick little sponge and then flip it over. Try not to stick it on my fingers, which I did. Now it's stuck on my hand. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Had to do that on a video, right? Right. That's just the way it works in my life sometimes. Okay, I'm going to add that on there. And so this one can be all stuck down. Okay? Just gives you a more 3D effect. Love it. So now we can put this card together. I am going to do the same thing with these leaves. We're just going to add them behind. Where's my second leaf? It's on here somewhere. Probably shoved it under here. There it is. All right, I'm going to, let's see, I want it to be like this. And I'm going to grab my glue dots and I'm going to put them on the base on the front side, again, of my leaf. And I can just turn them over. And then I'm going to stick this right here so it's sticking out a little bit. And this one's going to stick out like that. Okay, perfect. And now we'll go ahead and take some glue dots and add the center like we did the last one, but on there straight. Okay, perfect. And then this one I'm going to turn because I don't know if I have it close to. I just want the center to kind of, well, it doesn't matter. I'm covering up the center anyway with this cute little button of a sunflower center. I just love this stamp set so much. Weren't you guys so happy? Aren't you so happy that you have this stamp set now in your collection and this framelit set to use for years to come? I think it's going to be very versatile in my life. Okay, so now I have this card base. I'm going to go ahead and fold this over. All right, it's time to add everything else on. Let's see here. Okay, we're going to go ahead and take the bottom part of this. I'm using my seal. Okay. And I'm going to add that on here on the bottom from left to right, or you can center it better if you'd like. And if it sticks over a little bit, you can just trim it on the back, no big deal. Okay, I'm going to add this in the center. Okay, now I'm going to turn this over and I'm going to add this with the green on the bottom and the flowers on the top. Make sure my card opens up the right way. Okay, I've done that so many times. I actually gave a friend a card a few months ago in person and she opened it up in front of me and I don't know how I didn't notice it was upside down. It's hilarious that I do that sometimes. Okay, we're gonna add the sunflower right here. So I'm gonna turn this over and we are going to add our dimensionals. There we go. And peel off the backing. Oops. Peel a little paper with that, that's okay. And I'm going to stick that right on here. And now we're going to take our sentiment, and half of it's going to be on the flower and half of it's going to be raised up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put adhesive on the top half right here, on the front half, and then I'm going to add a dimensional on the right. So on the left side, you'll have straight adhesive, and on the left, it'll be a dimensional, and you can just kind of pop this over like this. And there we go. We have our card. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed today's projects. Thank you so much for signing up. I hope to see you in more of my online classes, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.